Hello guys, but before we start, the reason why I didn't make a video last time is because, well, my internet went down. So yeah, that's basically the reason. So yeah, hello guys, welcome back, and today we're talking about Fate Remnant Collide. So yeah, let's begin. So we left off last episode where we currently see both Rex and his, new teammate, aka his new, partner, aka Walter Fantoch. So, they're currently still waiting for the rest of the students that are going to be arriving for the ceremony where they're going to be paired up in teams, or at least be formed as teams. As while Walter and Rex are basically talking, Walter said this: "Hey, what the heck is the resemblance exactly? It's definitely not a normal one, especially with the ability of yours to basically summon that guy that basically stabbed all the buggers." He would say, as he would say this. Well, basically, my summons allows me to basically summon guys from, well, I honestly don't know. They're basically act as my protectors. As he would say this. What an interesting semblance. Honestly, it's kind of awesome. It kind of reminds me of the Schnee's semblance, I think. The one that allows them to basically summon anything. Just as long as they, I think, but before he can say anything else, they would hear, "Alright, everybody settle down." They would hear the sound of Goodwitch, aka Rex's mother, and she would explain the whole, process of them basically, for basically both, all of them being formed into teams. As after these students arrive, specifically, Ruby, Yang, basically the people that, Rex and also Walter basically saved. As when they arrived, Goodrich would say this: it seems that, the rest of the students that didn't arrive here yet have finally arrived, she would say. As after saying that, they would sit down as they would get ready for the ceremony. As everybody's getting paired up into teams, we would leave off to this one, specifically this specific team. Now, Cardin Winchester, blah blah blah, and now we finally have Team Cardinal, they would say, as would show off three of the, all four of the, four stooges, aka the bastards. I'm not even joking, I just hate them. Uh, they basically hurted my favorite girl, aka, Velvet. And now they're going to pay. Especially in this what if, or at least this, fan fiction. So yeah, as after, introducing themselves, or at least getting introduced, they would start leaving to go to their, going back to their seats. As next is Team Juniper, said, well, Osmond, as he would say each of the members' names. Now, come forth, Jean Arc, or Joan, or, actually, wait for a second. Yeah, I meant Jane Arc, not Joan of Arc, because, well, that's sort of a spoiler. The Jane Arc would basically come up. Next, Pyra Nikos, as she would also come to the stage. Next, Nora Valkyrie. After saying that, she would start, going towards, the stage. And finally, Lai Ren, as after that, he would finally arrive at the, well, at the stage, where they were told to basically, that they're gonna be now a team. And apparently, their, their leader is Jean, or Jane in this case. As after hearing that, Jane would say, "What?" She would say, as one of them would say this. It seems that you're going to be our leader, said, Pyra. As after saying that, she would just be confused after hearing that. As, Osmond would say this. "Now, please don't run around, please," he would say, as after seeing that, he would start leaving, getting off the stage, as the next team would come up. So, as Osmond would say this, "Now, come forth, Team Ruby," he would say. "Come forth, Ruby Rose," and don't, just imagine her in the regular clothes, not the, basically like Evia clothing here. Just imagine them in like their, I guess you'd say semester one outfits, I guess you can say. Anyway, the Ruby would basically come up as everybody's basically cheering for her. Next, oh, sorry, wait for a second. Come forth, Fourth, why Schnee? As Weiss would basically come up as well, as she would basically go next to her, aka Ruby. Now, Blake Belladonna! As after saying that, Blake would come up as she would basically, be right next to them. As we currently see Rex noticing that her bow is starting to twitch a little bit, as you would say this. Did I see that right? As Ibuki Doji would say this. I think so. Hmm, maybe she's a faunus, she would say. As after saying that, Sigurd would say this. Hmm, perhaps. But why is she hiding her features, he would say. As after saying that, we would go back to Osmond as he would say this. Now, come forth, Yang Xiaolong, he would say, as she would basically come up to the stage as, Rex and also, Walter would basically clap their hands. Mostly Rex because, after all, Ruby and, Yang are basically his childhood friends. As he would say this, specifically, Osmond. Now, their team leader, Ruby Rose, he would say. As after saying that, Ruby would just be confused as she would say, well, wait, I'm the leader? As Vice would go like, she's the leader, she would say. As after saying that, Osmond would say this. Congratulations, Miss Rose. Now, please leave the stage, he would say. As we currently see her just like confused as, Yang is basically hyping her up saying, oh my god, I can't believe my little sister is actually being the leader, she would say. As she would basically, start leaving with her, as she would be confused after hearing that. And after that, we would finally get to this team. As Osmond would say this. Now, for all of you that are waiting for the next team, well, this team is actually quite special. After all, my my grandson basically, is a part of this team after all, he would say. As everybody was a bit confused, as Rex would go like, yeah, I knew he's about to say that, he would say. As Walter would say this. Wait, hold up. What is that supposed to mean, partner? He would say. As he would say this. Now, meet Team Wrath, he would say. As he would show off the team. As he would say this. Now, come forth. Walter Fantoch, he would say. As after coming up, he would say this. Alright, partner. As he would start leaving, as he would go in front of everybody. Now, Rex Goodwitch, he would say. As Rex would basically come up, as everybody would start whispering, saying, wait, is that the famous Invincible King? Said one of them. As one of them would say this. Yeah. Whoa, I never seen him before, said one of them. As one of them would say this. Oh my god, he's so hot, said one of the girls. As we currently see Rex going like, seriously, he would say. As one of his servants would say this. Specifically, Vlad. It seems our master is quite popular with the female, with the female populace, he would say. As after saying that, Emiya would say this. Well, isn't that obvious? He's actually pretty talented. Not only that, he's considered a prodigy. As after saying that, one of his other servants, that I'm not going to reveal yet, as he would say this. Yes, very much, he would say. As he would say this. Oh, please be quiet, he would say to himself. As, his servants would say this. Oh, right, they would say all at once. As Rex would basically come up to the stage. As they would hear the next, two members of Team Wrath. As Osmond would say this. Now, come forth, Tina Kruger. As after saying that, Rex and Walter would look over and would see the woman would come up, as it would seem that she's some sort of snake faunus. As her eyes seem to be blood red and would have, ginger hair. That is pretty long. She seems to be wearing like a beautiful dress while her, well, lack of a better term, you know, lack of legs would be replaced with a tail, more specifically a serpent's tail. As she would say this. Oh, hi there, she would say. The name's Tina, so I'm guessing we're gonna be teammates, she would say. As she would basically, bleep her tongue, as she would basically do a peace sign. As Rex would say this. Hi there, he would say. As Ibuki would say this. Huh. So we basically have a sister here, she would say. As he would say this. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, you're basically the daughter of Yamata no Orochi, he would say. As she would say this. Yeah, but she seems more, well, innocent, she would say. As one of them would say this. Can you please be quiet, Ibuki, he would say, specifically Emiya. As she would say this. Fine, she would say. And after that, the final team member would arrive. As, Osmond would say this. Now, come forth, Harmony Harris. After saying that, she would say this, specifically Tina. Ooh, my teammate, she would say. As she would say this. So I wonder who's going to. So I wonder what she's going to be like. But before you can say anything else, you would hear the sound of a revving engine. As well, their last teammate would basically drive in with a motorcycle. Well, not a normal motorcycle per se. The motorcycle would be shown as she would basically be driving towards, the stage. Like, everybody was just a bit surprised, including Yang, as she would say, "Holy cow," she would say. As after that, she would basically jump off the motorcycle, as the motorcycle would basically land perfectly, not destroying the stage itself. While her, she would just be there, just like, crossing her arms, saying, "Sup," she would say, as Rex would notice her. As she would be shown with, somewhat purplish hair with, pink highlights, as the most prominent part about her face is that of her scar that basically caused her eye to basically be blinded. As when, Rex notices it, he would say, "Dang, what happened to her?" he would say to himself. As she would basically put her arms and basically cross it on his, like, well, on his, like, on the back of her head, as she would say this. "Sup," she would say, as she would basically blow, a bubble like bubble gum. As after that, Osmond would say this. "Now, for your leader," he would say, "come forth, Walter." "Walter Fantoch," he would say. As after saying that, Rex would say this. "So you're gonna be our leader," he would say. As he would say this. "Well, it seems like it, partner," he would say. "Well, honestly, I actually thought that you were gonna be our leader," he would say. As he would say this. "Yeah, no kidding. But still," he would say, as he would say this. "Either way, it's finally time that we should probably get leaving," he would say, as he would say this. "Yeah, I do have to agree with that." And so, after the ceremony, they would start leaving to go to their specific dorms. When they arrived at their dorms, he would say this. "So, this is where we're going to be living," he would say, as he would say this. "Well, it seems like a partner," he would say, as Rex would say this. "I'll be taking that bed over there." As after saying that, he would put some of his stuff there. He would basically get it after the whole ceremony. By the way, Rex basically got all of his things from the ceremony and would basically put it and basically plonk it down on his bed. After packing or basically like putting his bag down where all of his clothes, stuff, and other things are basically in, as he would look over and would see Tina, as she would just be, well, basically like, going onto her bed, as she would say this. "Ah, it feels so much better," she would say, as she would basically, do that whole, like, tongue thing what, like, snakes would do, as he would say this. "Yeah, it seems so," he would say. And after that, all of them would basically change into their, sleeping clothes, and now, all of them would basically fall asleep, saying goodnight to each other. So yeah, so, I'm gonna be ending this episode right off here, so yeah, bye bye!